Okay, everybody has seen the Last Dance documentary. Just finished up episode 10 over the weekend, the final episode. This is an unreleased podcast from me and Jay about Michael Jordan from approximately 5 years ago. So, certain stories that were in The Last Dance are not in this podcast, but certain stories that were not in The Last Dance are in this podcast. All right? So, you will hear a lot about Michael Jordan that you didn't know and some things you already knew. Take a listen. 2015 J&J Show. Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Hey, man, we on the JayNJay Show, Power 101. Myself and Jay, we were reading the article that Charles Barkley had put out there a couple of days ago, and basically saying that him and Jordan are no longer friends. And he said that their relationship sort of broke down after Charles had criticized the Bobcats, which Michael Jordan is a majority owner of. And, Charles basically had questioned some of Jordan's general managing moves, certain players that he brought in. In other words, Charles Barkley basically said the Bobcats wasn't shit, they weren't going to be shit, and Jordan was a big stupid nigga bringing in whack-ass players. Now, he didn't say it like that, but that's basically what he was saying. And Jordan seems to have taken it personally. And, Charles said that he and Jordan are no longer friends. It's an interesting, man, because, look, we grew up on Jordan. We loved Jordan. Look, Air Jordan was everything that was coming up. Anybody that's an 80s or 90s baby, Jordan was fucking everything, man. Jordan could do no wrong in your eyes. But now that he's retired and he's moved on, a lot older, and these stories come out, like, wait, the guy that we grew up and admired for fucking 50, we just didn't know about it because we were little niggas. But,
right.
There's several stories that have come out saying that Jordan was a fucking asshole. And,
in fact, you mentioned Barkley, but here's a story not a lot of motherfuckers know, is that when they were playing the Phoenix Suns in the finals in '93, they would go play golf and shit like that. But he bought Charles Barkley a $20,000 diamond earring, right? And it was right before Game 4. The Bulls were up 2-1. And I think it was the assistant coach of the Bulls or something like that, but he asked Jordan, he said, why would you do that? And he said, it's simple. He said, I bought him that. He won't touch me for the rest of the series. And then he went on to drop like 50 points or something like that the next game and shit. And he was like, I never liked that fat fuck anyway. I just pretended to be his friend. I'm like, damn, for real? So I'm like, okay. So, that's just one of the stories. But there are tons of others. I mean, obviously we know he punched Steve Kerr in the face. Steve Kerr's a good-ass guy, man. Steve Kerr's a good guy, man. And to do something like that over, them disagreeing about something or him playing them too hard in practice on defense or whatever the fuck the case was, come on, man. You haul off to hit your fucking teammate in the face. You're supposed to be the goddamn leader.
Steve Kerr, man. We're not talking about Anthony Mason.
We
like Steve Kerr. Good guy. Like Jay said, a good fucking guy, man.
Nigga said, we ain't talking about Charles Oakley, nigga.
We talking about niggas that deserve the job starts in the motherfuckers. And look, not that we beating out on the niggas tonight, but Herb Williams and shit. But the thing, man. Actually, there's another story out there too, man. It's the story is ran for Chameleon.
Oh yeah.
Had a story about Jordan where Jordan had basically sunned him, talked down to him. Basically said, nigga, get the fuck on with your broke ass. But Chameleon had bought a Michael Jordan shirt. As Chameleon explained the story at an auction. Spent about $30,000 for the jersey. And I ran into Jordan somewhere. Jordan was with Spike Lee and a few other people. And he asked Jordan, hey, look, man, I'm a big fan of yours. Love you. Just bought your jersey for $30,000. Can I get a picture? All I want is a picture with you. Jordan was like, I don't take no pictures of no motherfucking niggas. He was like, wow, because he never heard Jordan speak like that. He was a little surprised. He was coming on guard. He said, yeah, I take a picture with them niggas. Get some pictures, and I'll take pictures with them. And I heard the story. I'm like, wow, that would sound like Mike's like a rapper and shit. Mike, to me, that was a little frustrating, like, man. And then, he said that Spike Lee and they approached the millionaire and they were like, listen, man, that's just how Mike is sometimes. He talks a little bit of shit. Don't take it personal. The millionaire said he was hurt. And he was like, fuck Jordan, man. We don't treat niggas like that. And, again, that's just one of the many stories we come across.
Yeah, fuck him and his jersey after that. Shit.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
There's actually, now I heard about this. I don't know how true it is, But they said that in practice, Will Purdue hit him with a hard-ass screen, and he punched Purdue in the face, too. Now, I don't know, how true it is, but, hey, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker just violent. Hey.
You had a fight with Jordan in a practice, correct?
Yes.
That's a true story.
So let me
what happened
clarify.
here?
We had a situation in practice, so we kept running this one play where I was setting screens on him. Got pretty good shots, as they say in the day. I was laying some wood, and one time I hit him pretty hard. He bounced up off the floor, and he said, listen, you do that again, I'm going to punch you. He used a little more colorful language. Mm-hmm. So as soon as that happened, Johnny Bach, who was the assistant coach that set up our defensive schemes, immediately yelled, run it again. So I thought to myself, hey, man, if I'm going to get punched by this guy, which I still didn't think he was going to do it, I'm going to make sure I get my money's worth. So I made sure it was an illegal screen. I don't think I ever stopped. I just ran right through him, knocked his ass to the ground. He got up and immediately just turned around and hauled off and swung at me, and I was able to duck just enough so he didn't get a square shot in the face, but kind of hit me across the side of the temple.
But I tell you what, though, because, me and you were talking off the air, like he wouldn't pull that shit on nobody like Robert fucking Parrish and shit. But apparently he tried, and Parrish wasn't having that shit. This was Parrish's final year in the league, and he was with the Bulls. And it was like one of their first practices together.
Yeah.
And I guess Parrish kind of fucked up on a play or something, and Jordan was kind of jaw-jacking him. And he said, listen here. He said, I got rings too, all right? He said, and I'm not as enamored with you as a lot of these other guys are. And I guess Jordan said, hey, I'm going to kick your ass. And Parrish walked up on him and said, no, you really aren't. And he said after that, Jordan didn't fuck with him again.
Chief went having that shit, wasn't he?
Nah, nigga, Chief ain't gonna.
That's crazy, right? It's wild to hear all the stories now. And based on some of what I've seen of Jordan as of late, I don't put it past him.
Yeah.
Like, I believe every story, man. I think Charles has always been fairly truthful.
Yeah.
And, when Charles talks about folks having an attitude problem and stuff like that, there's some merit to it. Not to say that it's all gospel, but there's at least some merit to it that you should consider it on some level. Hey, but another story where Jordan's playing for the Wizards, and they had just drafted Kwame Brown.
Oh, yeah.
And make no mistakes about it. Kwame Brown was a fucking bust, a waste of a draft pick, poor attitude. Yeah. It's one of the worst things that ever happened to the NBA from a general management standpoint.
Yeah, bum-ass nigga. A huge disappointment.
7 foot of nothing, just complete counterproductive. But Kwame Brown had put out a story to the Washington Post his rookie season where he said that basically he didn't say Jordan had lost the skills, but he did talk about how he felt he could beat Jordan one-on-one. And that when they played against each other in practice, Jordan really couldn't guard him, and all Jordan kept doing was fouling him and grabbing his arms, pulling his jersey and grabbing his legs, like basically doing the stuff that old men do when they can't keep open.
Wow.
Like if I went out here playing basketball with a 60-year-old man, he'd probably be doing dirty shit like trying to elbow me in the nuts and stuff like that. That's basically what Fox found. That's basically what Jordan was doing to him the entire time they played together. Merit to
wait a minute. Ain't that the same shit that Jordan always used to complain about the Pistons doing?
Basically, man, like Kwame Brown is probably the biggest fucking crybaby, counterproductive motherfucker to ever play in the NBA. But I don't put that past, And you might say, hey, well, the NBA is dirty anyway. That's what they do to get their little edge. And yeah, but still, grab motherfuckers' jerseys and elbowing, because we know in street ball, too much of that shit will lead to a fist fight.
Yeah.
And
somebody get their ass kicked.
It's a high possibility Jordan was pulling that shit because he knows young boys are not going to just jump out there and start swinging on the greatest player of all time.
Hey, but you know what, though? Muggsy Bogues also told a story about how when Jordan came back in '95 and they were playing Charlotte, that Muggsy Bogues had the ball and it was a crucial time in the game. I think it was the Hornets were down by 1 or whatever. And he's dribbling the ball and Jordan kind of backs off. He was like, go ahead and shoot it, you fucking midget. And I guess Muggsy shot it and shit didn't even come close. And then he said after that his shot was never the same. You said Jordan just destroyed his whole damn confidence, his ability to play game and shoot the ball and shit. Like his career fucking declined that bad, according to Muddy.
Hey, man, that's true, man. That's a credit to Jordan, man. We can't blame Jordan for that. Everybody talks a little bit of shit.
No.
You might say one thing to you and take you out of your game. You a fucking asshole, monkey.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the fact that that Jordan. Nigga, oh shit, we just talking about.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that if Muggsy Bogues shouldn't have put that story out there. He's an idiot for that.
Yeah.
He said that he had no heart. He's admitting, look, I ain't got no heart. All he got to do is talk about my mama, and he took me out of the game. So,
yeah, what he should have done was shoot that ball and knock that shit down in Jordan's fucking eye. That's what his ass should have done instead of letting it affect him. So,
but hey, motherfucker, Allen Iverson wasn't but 5'10", and he buzzed Jordan ass playing games.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure he was talking shit to him.
Yeah, but it didn't phase him. Because Iverson was like, hold on a second. Look, nigga, I'm younger, I'm faster, watch this. Whoop, whoop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Made Jordan think twice about talking shit the next time.
Right. And here's the thing, man. After a while, especially with that last stint with the Wizards, I don't think there was a single player that had fear of Jordan in the NBA. I don't think there was a single player that looked at Jordan like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Just the greatest of all time. I think a lot of people looked at him as older than Washington. Even though Jordan was still productive. I mean, he was still averaging like 23, 25 points a game. And even had a couple of 50-point games, if I remember correctly. Still productive, but just wasn't the same from the standpoint of intimidation.
Yeah, I mean, shit, they saw him as a has-been, a guy that they can try to make a name for themselves off of him just based on their play. You know what I mean? You should imagine if they dunked on Jordan or schooled Jordan, he was guarding him, and they dropped 50. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Another bit, because we talking about Charles Barkley and stuff like that. One of the reasons we love Charles Barkley, look, we didn't love him that much as a player. We loved him as a player, but we really didn't give a fuck about his teams. We didn't give a shit about no 76ers. We didn't give a fuck about no Suns.
Yeah.
But what we loved about Charles Barkley, man, is he always spoke his mind. He was always true. He was always honest. And Charles Barkley was never afraid to involve himself in social subjects, social topics, whereas in Jordan always steered clear of social discussions of any kind. And I remember Charles Barkley criticizing Jordan at one point, saying, Jordan's the greatest player of all time. His voice is 100 times bigger than mine, but he never talks about these issues. And this was around, I think, the Rodney King time, or it may have been later when something else controversial had happened. But it was just making mention of the fact that George never speaks up. And, I mean, you see that with the Trayvon Martin situation. George didn't have a lot to say. Michael Brown, we haven't heard Jordan speak up. He just kind of steers clear of different things here and there.
Yeah.
And that's good from a business standpoint because you don't alienate fans who might have a different opinion. But it shows that you are not passionate or not courageous enough. Like, okay, look at Muhammad Ali, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason people love Muhammad Ali, what he did in the ring was great, but they love Muhammad Ali for his stances on racism, on the Vietnam War, on religion, on different things that were going on during the 60s. And he wasn't afraid to use his platform to speak on those issues and bring awareness.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people love Muhammad Ali. Listen, no disrespect, man, love Joe Frazier, but when Joe Frazier died, look, a lot of people didn't even know Joe Frazier died.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Frazier was a good guy by all accounts, but Joe Frazier didn't use his voice in the way that Muhammad Ali used his. Even George Foreman, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, George Foreman didn't use his voice in the way that Muhammad Ali did.
Yeah.
George Foreman kicked some ass in the ring. But he didn't jump out there and speak on issues at the time that were relevant, take certain stances. So this is why people love Muhammad Ali, and he's an icon in the way that he is to this day. And the same would be said for Jordan, except that Jordan didn't take controversial stances. Now, Jordan will always be an icon and a legend for what he did on the basketball court, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot going on there. You take into account what he did to millionaire, and it's really like, fuck that nigga. Yeah.
Hey, in fact, do you know that he actually tried to cheat an old lady in a game of cards? I don't know if you know about that.
George, what is it, old maid and shit?
Yeah, man. Check it out. Look, man, his friend in North Carolina, I forget the guy's name, but I guess, he invited him over and shit. Him and his mom were there, and Jordan and shit, and him and his mom were playing cards. And the mother got to go to the bathroom, and the nigga said he saw Jordan trying to cheat, change the cards and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And get this, it wasn't even for no money. It was just a friendly ass game of cards.
said, wow, nigga said Jordan hid all the draw fours in some Uno. That's bullshit. Nigga said Jordan had all the skips and reversals. Call that nigga cheap, man. Man, bullshit, man.
Well, you said it's bullshit that he did it, or bullshit the story, like you don't buy it?
No, it's bullshit that he did it. I believe he did it, man.
Yeah. I believe he did it.
He did it. You know, Jordan, first of all, Jordan told comedian, I don't take no pictures of no comedian. First of all, that doesn't even sound like Jordan. But I don't think comedian would make that up and then drag Spike Lee and them motherfuckers into it. Take better pictures of it.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's Blue Gang Jordan.
Oh, shit, man.
Well, man, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about Jordan. Jordan will always be Jordan for a lot of what he did on the court. But then when you hear these stories, you go, man, I don't know if I really meet.
Yeah, you know what, man? As a kid, man, like I was always I was a Jordan fan for a while. Like, even though I love the Pistons, right? I like Jordan. And it was actually my cousin that said, man, fuck Jordan. He was like, look, man, Dominique was better in the dunk contest. And he was like, man, that nigga Jordan, fuck him. I mean, yeah, he's good, but look at him, man. He can't even keep his fucking mouth. Fuck Jordan. So I'm like, you know, and at the time, me and my cousin were close, and I realized how much I liked the Pistons. So I'm like, yeah, man, fuck Jordan. I don't know why. I just, you know, so ever since then, I'm the fucking anti-Jordan and shit. But this kind of stuff right here, man, him being an arrogant prick, just really kind of, you know, tells you all the negative things about Jordan that people didn't want to say out loud in the past, yeah.
It definitely puts a bad taste in your mouth, man. It makes you go, man, if I met Jordan in person and he started talking that shit, I'd probably still on his ass.
Yeah. Shit.
I'll take no pictures of motherfucking niggas. Like, Jordan, you don't even talk like that, man. Everything all right?
Oh, get this. Hey, you know how me and you were talking off the air about him and Cartwright, right?
Oh,
because
yeah,
I guess, yeah. And so I guess that what he used to do is he used to refer to Cartwright as Medical Bill because he had surgeries and some injuries and shit like that. So and he didn't even want him on the team because they traded Charles Oakley for him. And so I guess that in practice, like, he would try extra hard to throw these crazy-ass passes to Cartwright just so he would fumble them or miss, just so he could say, see, I told you this motherfucker don't belong on the team. And he used to berate Cartwright and talk shit about him in front of all the teammates. And I guess finally, near the end of one of the seasons, Cartwright pulled Jordan to the side and said, look here, if you ever do that shit again, you will never play basketball again because I'll break both of your fucking legs. Oh, and apparently,
that was all he did.
Yeah, I mean, you know, apparently it got better after that. I mean, yeah, so a lot of this shit was going on, man. And lastly, let's not forget about him trying to keep Isaiah Thomas off the Dream Team and succeeded. Now, mind you,
it wasn't just him, though. It was him and Pippen.
Right. But they say that it's because of that rookie all-star game Jordan played, and they let a freeze out. But you and I talked about that, and I even had you watch the all-star game. You say, yo, what the fuck, man? This nigga Jordan he was fucking up on his own. You know what I'm saying? As good as Jordan was, that particular game, he went like 2 for 9. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, I don't care what the fuck Isaiah or anybody else tried to do or supposedly tried to do. He can't make you shoot 2 for fucking 9. That's just terrible, all right? Yeah. And I watched him fucking up, and you can't tell me that Isaiah Thomas, who only had like 3 years in the league at that time his damn self, can tell Moses Malone, Dr. J, and Larry Bird, hey, we're going to freeze out Jordan. Who the fuck was Isaiah at that time, 3 fucking years in the league? And if that is true, then why would he be totally okay with Larry Bird being on the Dream Team if he was in on it too? Come on, man. Jordan's on some straight bullshit, man. He was only mad because the Pistons kicked his ass for 3 straight years before they finally swept him. So he said, okay, you know, I still don't like Isaiah. I don't like the Pistons.
Not that, man, but, you know, Jordan had some issues with Clyde Drexler, too.
Oh, yeah.
And, Clyde Drexler, and I remember Barkley came out at the time to sort of defend Jordan and say, you know, but Drexler's always been jealous of Michael Jordan and all this stuff like that, when Clyde Drexler had apparently made some comments to a reporter during the Dream Team days about Jordan, and made some comments about Magic, too. It said Magic was ineffective, and Bird was ineffective, and all that kind of stuff like that. And Charles would come out and say, oh, Drexler was just jealous. But this is going to say, man, a lot of people had issues with Jordan, man. And, look, everybody can't be wrong, and Jordan's the only right one.
Right.
There has to be some merit what's being said out there. And, you know, it's really interesting, man. And all these many years later, we sort of get these stories, we get the facts. And I really don't know. I don't know how I feel about Jordan right now. As a player, again, I think he was great, the greatest to ever do it. But as a person, he seemed to be a fucking dickhead. And if I was playing with him, I probably would have put hands on him and beat that nigga ass. Whoop that nigga ass, man. I would have stopped practicing like that. Mike, hold on, Mike. What the fuck you saying? You talking that shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck about no air. I don't give a fuck about no Heinz underwear. I don't give a fuck about no Gatorade, nigga. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I don't give a fuck about no Hanes t-shirts. Say one more goddamn thing, I'm gonna fuck your ass up. And the thing is, when an old ass, stiff, docile, laid back, timid motherfucker like Bill Cartwright getting your ass, like, hey, you keep talking that shit. That's when you know you're a fucking asshole. When you push Bill fucking Cartwright to the brink of whooping your ass, you are really a fucking dickhead. Hey, who's talking about old ass Bill Cartwright? Bill Cartwright was a fucking grandfather at that time. Older that nigga was, shit. And Jordan, little young ass out there talking noise. Call that nigga medical Bill. Fuck out of here, man. Nigga would have had one time to call me medical or anything. And that would have been his bald head ass. Here's some more fucked up shit about Jordan, too. Well, actually, this is more about Scottie Pippen. This is the true story. But Scottie Pippen had sex with my cousin's girlfriend at the time. Had sex with her. This was back in early 90s. And this is while Scotty was, I don't know if Scotty was like on on medical leave or something, like with an injury or something for the Bulls. But this was up in New York. And his cousin, or my cousin rather, and Scottie Pippen were staying at the same hotel. My cousin was there with his girlfriend. And he said that one night, his girl was just gone. Like, he woke up maybe like 1 in the morning, and she was gone out the room. They fell asleep around about 10 or so. And he was walking down the hallway. He looked up and down. He didn't see her. He started calling her and everything, trying to see what was up. No response. So he just went and stood in the hallway. He said about 30 minutes later, she came walking out of Scottie Pippen's hotel room. And he was like, bitch, you had sex with Scottie Pippen? And she was like, you know, we did some things. We pulled around. Kind of nonchalant.
She did some things.
He was ready to beat her, whoop her ass. He didn't. He basically broke up with her, and that was that. Actually, no, that ain't got shit to do with Jordan. But I think it showed you that the Bulls were, there's a lot of assholes on the Bulls. This is a punk shit. They sabotage your careers. They fuck your woman. What the shit on the Bulls people, man? I'm just looking for some shit to come out about B.J. Armstrong. I know he's nigga, B.J. did something. Somebody.
Hey, nigga, wait till Hey, look, let me find out, man, that Craig Hodges was sabotaging everybody else's balls at the three-point contest, man.
Bill Winnington was out there sabotaging people, nigga.
Right.
Nigga, everybody was doing something, man. It was the Bulls' fever. Maybe that's part of their success, too. It wasn't just sheer athleticism.
Right.
There was some politics. Nigga, some politics out there.
This nigga said Phil Jackson was taking all the other coaches' playbooks, nigga, and hiding them in the... Everybody was in on it.
Other teams that was winning, you didn't hear a lot of that shit because, you know, all right, you take the Bad Boys, for instance. Bad Boys was whooping ass for a second. And you never heard nothing about Isaiah and Joe Dumars, Bill Lambert, and these motherfuckers sabotaging people. The only thing you heard about them is rough play on the court. And we fucking love them for that.
Yep.
We love the shit out of the niggas for that.
Yep.
You never heard about any bullshit with the Lakers? Magic and Michael Cooper and them motherfuckers, the Byron Scott and them niggas, James Worthy. You never heard about those politics and shit. Even the Celtics, Bird and Dennis Edwards and all the most. You never heard about sabotage or politics. Or the Bulls, man. It seems like stuff. Yeah. Mikhail. But, and Chief at that time. But it's like the Bulls, man, you keep hearing these things. I don't know, man. John Fowler came out a little while ago and said the toughest person, he said, first of all, he said the best person he's ever played with was Isaiah Thomas. Then he said the toughest person that he ever played against was Isaiah Thomas. He said Jordan was not the best player that he's ever played against or played with in the NBA.
Wow.
He said Jordan was a lot of hype, and that Jordan was
overrated.
He did say he was overrated. But he said Jordan was a matter of circumstance. meaning that Jordan was in the right place at the right time with the perfect opportunities and situations around him. Whereas then Isaiah Thomas was listed as 6'1", but was really about 5'10", and was literally unstoppable as far as scoring, passing, involving his teammates, as far as making his teammates better. And honestly, man, that was probably the first time that I ever really rethought my stance on Jordan's position as the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And even now, I'm not clear. I need to go back. What I'm going to do, actually what myself and Jay are going to do, is go back and watch some old Pistons footage and to see what's what. Because granted, Isaiah Thomas didn't have a lot of those 40-point outbursts or those 50-point outbursts or those amazing dunks, those high-flying dunks, or those crazy shots. But goddamn, if that motherfucker wasn't talented.
Yeah.
Goddamn, if that motherfucker didn't have skills and was consistent.
Yeah.
And could dribble his ass off.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I'm not talking about this carrying and shit that these motherfuckers be doing now, traveling and bouncing the ball all high and turning their hand over, double dribbling and shit. Not that bullshit. I'm talking about back when motherfuckers really dribbled. Somebody fucking out there, Thomas dribbling. So, John Sally put it out there a couple of years ago. Again, that was the first time that I ever really reconsidered my position and thought, okay, maybe I need to take a look at some things. But being as though he put it out there, I'm definitely going to go check myself. I'm going to go check myself, check history, and see what's what and what's not. Yeah, I think anybody who is a fan of the NBA and basketball should do the same.
And you know what? If you guys really want to see for yourselves, go and check out our video on the 10 greatest NBA players of all time on the JayNJay Throwbacks channel, and then you'll see for yourself.
All right, Keith.